am Kat, I play games, and I built another Animal Crossing villager inspired house in The Sims 4. This house was for Weber, who's one of my ducks. His house is basically a little music studio. It's got a lot of instruments that we don't have in The Sims 4, so it was a little bit difficult. I just made the same shape as with the others, gave him a little chimney and dragged out the roof to match everything else. I gave him a horse ranch roof texture in a really dark colour and matching eaves. Weber's house is more of a brown colour. I put it up on a foundation like the others, and I gave him Castle Estate stairs because they are like a beige colour. Just a base game foundation and a base game wall texture as well. I did use more of a textured stucco to make it a little bit more visually interesting, and I gave him the movie hangout door, which was about as close as I could get, with a custom content window as well. I realised I hadn't done the shape the same as the others, so I pushed it back a little bit to make that little indent. I just rearranged the floor plan and made the foundation and the walls match everywhere where I changed it. I needed the little curved roof piece over the door, so I moved the main roof back a little bit and I added an extra section just to make the little curve. I made all the colours and wall textures match for that one so that it blended in the house. Weber has a little windowsill on the outside, so I used the Adventure Awaits curtain rail and used tulle to bring that down so that it matched right. I gave him a little cats and dogs lantern because that's easier than some of the others I've dealt with before, and I went in the house and just used a base game door for the bathroom. I used a Get Famous wall that matched these houses really quite well, a base game carpet and base game tiles in the bathroom as well. There's a seasoned sink and a base game toilet and just the usual sleek bathroom shower as well. I put in all the bits and pieces of clutter that I normally would. And for the mirror, I gave him something from Dream Home Decorator in a colour that matched. He just got a base game towel and things like that on the wall just to match the colours, and then I went out into the main area afterwards. Weber's bed is from Adventure Awaits in a little wood texture. It matched the walls quite well. Instead of a side table, he got a little base game guitar. I added the City Living keyboard, and for a fridge in the kitchen, I gave him the little mini fridge from a rewards event a while back. I added dark wood counters from Dream Home Decorator with a matching standalone hob, and I put the bin that matched the rewards fridge in the corner as well. And for the mailbox, I used one from University that sits on the side of the house. I just gave him a for rent table with businesses and hobbies chair for his dining area. And then I wanted the grand piano because that's part of his house in game, so I moved the keyboard to add that in. Unfortunately, we don't have drum kits in the game, otherwise I could have used one of those. I added a base game stereo on top of the fridge, and I gave him a businesses and hobbies microphone as well. The doormat was from Cats and Dogs, and then I spent a while trying to find artwork for the wall that matched even a little bit what he had in game. Ended up with a base game item that was almost the same and a piece of custom content artwork as well. And I actually used my first pet stuff for a blind in the kitchen. I moved outside, which is always more difficult with these because they don't really have a set outside space in game. I added a country living fence and left it open so that it didn't use any extra tiles, and I decided to put a pond on one side just to waste a bunch of space really. I smoothed it all out and then added water in a sort of brownish colour to kind of match the house. I decided I wanted an entertaining area outside, so I used a bar from Adventure Awaits, which was a little bit more rustic looking than the house. At first I tried counters from Horse Ranch, but I ended up changing them. I put in a Desert Lux oven outside to sort of make it more of a multi-purpose space. At first I added an outdoor retreat table, but then I decided everything needed to be a little bit more modern. In the end, I used City Living chairs out there and I got rid of the picnic table. I ended up using base game counters, but again, they didn't quite match the bar and the grill. I couldn't get anything that matched them directly, so I just sort of went as close as I could. For a sort of dining table outside, I ended up using Industrial Loft and I put in matching bar stools as well. I ended up adding some algae to the surface of the pond, and then I decided to start landscaping, so it was just mostly a load of trees wherever I could fit them. It was base game trees, but also the movie hangout one with the lanterns in it, which isn't really obvious on this one. I wanted a little path going into the entertaining area, but I didn't want it too sort of rough and round. I used a base game almost tile stone texture out there, and I just continued it in the fenced in area. I added dark terrain paint to all the edges around the house and the fences, and then I put a bunch under the trees and around the pond. I did go quite heavy around there, and then I ended up putting some chairs in from Get Together just to add a little bit more interest around the pond. I moved the mailbox to the other side of the house and decided I wanted one from Get Together instead because it looked better. I quickly made sure I'd painted all of the ceilings with matching textures, and then I was done, so enjoy the screenshots. Please consider a like and subscribe.